Hey everyone, this lecture is about the dplyr package in R, which is a package specifically designed to help you work with data frames. So in this lecture, I'll just cover the basics to introduce the package, and we'll talk about the verbs arrange, filter, select, mutate, and rename. And we'll show you how to use these functions to manipulate data frames and to manage data in a more efficient and kind of easy to use way. The dplyr package is about working with data frames, and because data frames are key data structure in statistics and in R in general. So the basic assumptions that are made by the dplyr package are that the data in a given data frame, each observation is represented by one row, and then every column represents a variable or a measure or characteristic. So these are basic concepts from the notion of kind of tidy data, right? So there are a number of different implementations for the dplyr package in terms of backends for representing data frames, but we'll use for this presentation just the default R implementation. But you can use dplyr with things like the data table package and with relational database systems. So the dplyr package was developed by Hadley Wickham at RStudio. It can be thought of as an optimized and distilled version of the plyr package, which we also talk about here. And it doesn't necessarily conceptually provide any new functionality, but it greatly simplifies a lot of the existing functionality in R, and it makes it a lot faster. And one of the reasons why it's a lot faster is because a lot of the key operations are coded in C++, kind of at a low level. So some of the basic dplyr verbs are select, filter, arrange, rename, and mutate, as well as summarize. And so we're going to cover each one of these verbs, so to speak, in the grammar of data manipulation in this presentation. So select basically returns a subset of the columns of a data frame. Filter extracts a subset of rows. Arrange allows you to reorder the rows of a data frame while preserving the order of the other columns. Rename lets you rename a variable, and mutate kind of transforms or adds new variables to a data frame. And then finally, summarize helps you generate summary statistics of the data frame. So all of the dplyr functions kind of have a similar format, and so the first argument is always a data frame, and then the subsequent arguments are just kind of describe what to do with it. So in the select function, for example, you refer to different column names by their name. And the filter function, you might create a kind of logical test to subset rows. And so that's what goes into the second argument of each of one of these functions. The result is always a new data frame. So each one of these functions takes a data frame as an argument and always returns a data frame. So you have to be careful that your data frames are always properly formatted and annotated. For example, the factor levels are all kind of annotated, and that the variable names are all there for all these functions to be useful.